Password being compromised is one of the biggest ways attackers will get you because it's pretty easy to do, right? You click on efficiently, they get your credentials. And if you use credentials throughout all of your different accounts, then they got you, right?
So I'd like to take a tangent right now. I know you're in the cybersecurity space, and a lot of creators, one of their fears when they're starting is, I'm worried that I'll get hacked, or I'm putting my life out there. How safe is that? So could you talk a little bit about how creators, especially beginner creators, when they're starting off, how could they be safe from all these hackers and attackers and small things they can do?
Yeah, so I'll actually be talking about this tomorrow for one of our events.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like personal security, I think is super important for everybody, for small businesses and personal people. There's like a couple of quick steps you can do to try to protect yourself. From like a larger perspective, I would say probably the easiest and cheapest thing you can do is like a password manager. And what that is basically, a password manager is just like a central platform that centralizes all your passwords. So all you do is just remember like one master password, make that super strong, and you'll have access to all your other encrypted passwords for your sites. So instead of you trying to memorize 100 different passwords, which people don't, right? They won't do that. They'll make the same password for all their other accounts, right? So one account gets compromised and you're kind of screwed for the rest of your stuff, right? But if you have a password manager, you just make one super strong like password that you're able to actually memorize, right? You have access towards everything else. The one I personally use, DASHLANE, right? That's one of the few ones that hasn't been compromised yet. I love this service. I love everything they offer. The actual UI and UX is very, very easy to use. And that's very important because if you have a crappy interface, no one's gonna use it, right? You can go with the best software in the world, best product, but nobody wants to use it because it doesn't function properly from an end user perspective. It doesn't matter how good it is. No one will use it. You'll be wasting your money. Another cool thing about it, which I think is very important, is that it can auto-generate and auto-fill passwords. So how does that work? Let's say you shop at Walmart, right? You get tired of trying to copy and paste your passwords over, right? Because it takes all the time. But let's say you just want to put in your username and password, which DASHLANE, it'll automatically autofill. So it'll save it in the backend on their site. When you click on walmart.com, it'll automatically autofill your username and password so you get logged in automatically. That's a really cool feature that it has as well. So like small things like that will really help you out. Passwords being compromised is one of the biggest ways attackers will get you because it's pretty easy to do, right? You click on efficiently, they get your credentials. And if you use credentials throughout all of your different accounts, then they got you, right? Another thing is to be super careful about what you actually post online, right? Like I tell people, my parents, everyone's always watching. If someone always watching to see what you do, to see what you post. For me, it's always been weird. I'll see people, they'll like post themselves going on vacation in real time. And if you're decently famous and someone knows where you live, right, then they can break inside your house and steal your stuff, right? So always just be careful about what you're posting, what information is on your post, who you're talking to, just things of that nature. Because people will like watch that and they'll skim your data to see if you posted your dog's name, is that part of your password, right? They'll do things like that as well. Because like people like list like their favorite high school, their favorite car, where they were born, all on their Facebook page, and those are the most popular passwords if you forget your password on that site, right?
Right.
To like autofill the information. So they can just do that, get your email address, and then pretend, oh, I forgot my password, right? And then just log in with the information because you post it online for free. So just be careful about things like that, I would say.
Right. I liked how you mentioned the first thing, the password manager. So that's the first thing you mentioned. I like the idea a lot. It's just, you're right. Have that one really stupid, like not stupid, but like very strong, crazily, stupidly strong. That's how I say it, where you have so many like slashes and everything for that strong password. And then that password manager manages all your other passwords. So you make sure you don't have the same password for all your social media accounts throughout. That's very key because I've been guilty in the past of having the same passwords. Obviously, I've changed things around. I've learned my lessons. So, the hard way, unfortunately, but definitely changed things around, made sure that's not the same. And the other thing is something I learned actually recently from an Apple employee, those geniuses. And one of the employees, she told me you can also use an algorithm for your password. So technically only you know the algorithm. So it'll be different passwords for every account, but it has the same algorithm. So it's just someone who's not feeling really secure about the password manager, they could use that algorithm. What I mean by that is she gave me this example, which is super cool. She's like, you can say something along the lines of favorite, like, not favorite color, like a certain color. And then the thing that you're putting the password for, 4 letters of that in caps, the next 4 letters of that in less caps, and then underscore, and then, the similar thing, and then underscore, and then a similar thing. So again, it's a different thing, password for each count, but it's the same algorithm. I don't know if I explained that well. And if you did understand that, that's totally okay. You can DM me. I'm happy to explain that.